Have you ever gotten so hyper-focused on something that you forget what time it is? Or you work on something for so long that you forget to eat? Or maybe you get so sucked into your work that you forget to attend something really important, or it was an event that you really wanted to attend. I'm talking about toxic productivity. It's good to have good work ethic, but it can sometimes be detrimental to your mental health. In this video, I'll be going over steps and giving advice on how to avoid toxic productivity. So, let's get right into the video. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to join our community of people seeking balanced success. Now, I haven't been professionally diagnosed with ADHD or attention deficit hyperactive disorder, but I have noticed patterns in my productivity struggles that I feel like others could relate to. These strategies that I'm sharing today have helped me, so I feel like they can help you regardless of your situation. Now let's understand what toxic productivity actually is. So toxic productivity can be defined as a drive to be productive at all times, even to the point where it becomes unhealthy. It happens when you push yourself to extremes, often at the expense of your physical and mental health. It's an unhealthy obsession with productivity to the point where you feel guilty when you're not doing anything productive. So say you're sitting on the couch watching TV or playing video games or say reading a book, you feel guilty that you're not out there doing something like, going to the gym, or you're not working as hard as you think you could be at your job. So let me show you some real world examples that you could possibly relate to. First, let's talk about something I like to call digital overwhelm. So when you have a whole bunch of tabs open on your phone or your computer and you're like, oh, I'll get to that eventually. It's kind of important. I don't want to log out of my stuff, so I'll just keep it there because what if I lose it? Those random articles or those random tabs can catch your attention when you're trying to do something else. For those with ADHD, I feel like this could be especially challenging because everything feels equally as urgent. So here's some ideas on how to fix it. One you could try using is a browser extension that limits open tabs. Another idea you can try is to bookmark things. So when you bookmark things on your internet, it'll save it as your favorites, or it'll save it as a bookmark, and you can go back to that same page later. I noticed when I started doing that, I think I had about 47 tabs open, which is an insane number, but I think I narrowed it down to about 5 or 8, something like that. And it was able to clear up a lot of space and help me get less distracted. Another idea, which is really helpful, is to set timers. When you set timers for a certain task, what you're telling yourself is, okay, I'm going to focus on one task and one task only for this specific amount of time. Another idea, which has helped me quite a bit, is having different browsing windows for different projects. So for Google Chrome, I use that for mostly all my homework or any kind of important projects I use. And then I'll use a different internet browser for watching videos or looking at memes and stuff like that. The way that has helped me is I'm able to tell myself, all right, Chrome is for the important things and Microsoft Edge is for watching videos and all the fun stuff. Example number 2 is going to be the midnight oil burner, or if you've heard the term before, midnight oil burner is someone who stays up till 3 in the morning to finish a project, or oh, I got to send one more email and it's already 2 o'clock in the morning. And then after you send that email or you do that project and finish, you go to sleep. And then the next day you feel exhausted and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I feel like this today. These hyper-focus sessions can be kind of intense at times, to the point where I'll put on music, I'll be up till 3, 4 in the morning, and I'll just be typing away. And then I might get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Obviously, a few hours of sleep isn't good enough and it's super unhealthy. So here are some solutions to help with that. So one idea is to set a good start and stop time. When you set good start and stop times and stick to it, you're eventually going to develop a habit of starting at a certain time and ending at a certain time. Just you get hungry at noon, so you're like, oh, time for lunch. So what you want to do is set a time to when you have to start working on a certain project. Obviously take breaks in between, but make sure to finish any kind of work. If you're still working and you continue to work after that time, stop immediately. For me, when I'm trying to make videos, I'll start at 10 in the morning and then I'll stop around 1 o'clock. If you have to, another idea would be to set alarms as well. So put a notification on your phone when to start, and then set another alarm for when you have to stop. And as soon as that alarm goes off, start putting everything away, and then get ready for whatever else you need to do during the day. The last and final example I like to call the task switcher It's basically you tend to do multiple things at the same time, kind of like multitasking, and then you end up doing absolutely nothing because you become so overwhelmed with all the tension of like, oh, I got to get this done, oh, I got to get that done. So what your brain does is it focuses on a task, and then immediately when a new task comes up, you basically switch to that and you start to struggle with completions. So an idea of how to fix this would be to break your tasks into smaller chunks. So when you do that, you're able to feel like you're still being productive. And it's kind of like eating an elephant. You know the saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It's kind of like that, to where you have to consistently make progress to finish your goal. As long as you're consistent, you will stay focused and you will eventually get your huge task done. And then it's a huge weight off your shoulders. Another way to fix this problem is to create a rewards bank system. So what you want to do is you want to make the task or project fun or like irresistible, and then set a reward system for it. And when you set the reward system, give yourself like a gummy bear or like some kind of candy or some kind of thing that like makes your brain think like, oh, this is great, I love this. It actually talks about it in the book Atomic Habits, as well as the book The Power of Habit. I'll tend to go back to the books every once in a while and look at how to create another habit for doing homework or something like that. Both books have helped me tremendously, both in the work environment and at home. There's been times where I don't want to clean. When I'm at home or when I'm at work, I tend to try to make chores and tasks to be fun. I'll compete with my coworkers to see who could be faster and see who could be better at their job. So when I used to work at a sandwich shop, I was the manager and I would have other people on a slicer as well as myself. And we would race to see who can make the sandwich faster and who made it better, basically. And then I would tell them, hey, if you can beat me, you can go home early if we're not busy. And then if I beat you, I get the satisfaction of knowing that I beat you guys. Little reward systems will help you with not switching tasks too often, because then you make working fun, or you make projects fun. And then once you set a timer of, oh, I need to stop at this time, that's when you know you can stop immediately. And then you don't feel as physically drained. So these are some extra tips that have helped me a lot, especially in college and at work. So working alongside someone else really helps, because if you have each other to keep each other accountable, then as soon as you get off task, you start joking around. And we're like, okay, let's get back to work and everything. And then immediately you get way more stuff done. Another way is to use background music to help you focus. Some people I know use like lo-fi music. Sometimes people just use the raindrops or like a fire crackling noise on YouTube. Something I do is I'll listen to music that has almost no words in it, because if I hear words, then I automatically get distracted. Sometimes I'll use lo-fi. Sometimes I'll use like classical music. Other times it'll just be like techno music. And then there's times I'll just listen to reggae and then have it super low so where I can't hear the words, but I just hear the background noise. So these are all great solutions, but how do you know if you're finding your balance? What you can do is look for these signs of when you're taking breaks, you don't feel guilty. You're not comparing yourself to others productivity-wise. You're getting things done even though your methods look a little different. And you're also getting better sleep. Remember, productivity tools are meant to serve you, not control you. The goal isn't to do more, it's more so to do what matters. Your brain might work differently than others, and that's perfectly okay. The key is finding strategies that work for you. If this video has helped you rethink your relationship with productivity, give this video a thumbs up and make sure to share with someone you might think needs to hear this message. If you're able to relate to any of these examples, make sure to drop a comment down below. I want to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on balanced productivity and mental health awareness. Hit that notification bell to never miss an upload. And remember, stay healthy, stay productive, and as always, I'm here for you. See you guys in the next video.